Doug and I, just type yes in the chat window. Doug, I just started the recording, so this will be recorded and it will be forever. It will be made immortal. Guys, if you can hear my voice and Doug say hey,
Hello.
we're going to go ahead. Hey, what's up? Yeah. What's up, Patrice? Tori! Oh, she can hear you too, Doug. Cool.
Great. Awesome.
All right. So I tell you what, let me see what you guys see. Oh, it's not sharing screen yet.
Nope.
Let me see. I am going to share the screen of main monitor 2. Let's see how that works out. So let me change that. All right, guys, type in the chat window what you see on the screen so that I know what you can see. Hey, miss you too, man. Type in if you can see Tuesday Talk. Perfect. All right, so tonight. So one of the things that Doug and I are pulling together for 2017, and it's going to be pretty inclusive of a lot of different things. So that's why we're taking our time and getting it right. But we're going to take the group as you know it, and we're going to make it incredibly, like, unpassably. I don't even know if that's the right word. Doug, is there a better word?
Surprisingly, no, amazingly,
Superbly, expertly better than it is now. And what we mean by that is when I started the group initially last year, I wanted to help, everybody do everything that I could, right? And I still want to do that. But as fate would have it, time does not allow for that, along with managing a business or a couple businesses, family, and all that good stuff. However, there's still an opportunity to share, really big with just sharing as much as possible, as far as information, knowledge, tools, resources, people. Doug and I are putting together a plan so that we can do that. We can share as much as possible with you. But what we wanted to do tonight is kind of an open forum. Typically, we'll get on and we'll have other guests on, or we'll talk specifically about a problem. But tonight, Doug and I discussed, because we all, or at least the two of us, we're constantly getting bombarded with people who have different simple riddle for you. People who have different issues, whether it's setting up landing page or setting up an email list or whatever it is. So the point of tonight's call, Doug, I'll let you take it from there.
Tonight is what we call a hot seat call, and what that means is you get an opportunity. If you have a question, something you've been struggling with, something you want us to look at, you just ask us. You come on and say, I have this landing page, but I can't get anybody to sign up for it. What's wrong with it? And we'll go in and look at it for you. We'll open it up, take a look at it. If you have a more specific question or a more generic question, which logo should I go with? Anything like that, jump on, come in, ask us, and we'll work with you on it. We'll answer your questions. This is a way to get both of you get our undivided attention. You get both of us at the same time, which nobody gets yet. So you got two guys that we're $250 to $1,000 an hour guys. So you get the two of us looking at your stuff and answering questions for you. So that's what tonight is about. So since we have a small group where everyone should get a chance to come on, ask their questions, we'll probably go until everybody's done asking questions, because this has always been, whenever AJ and I do public talks, we do them separately. We haven't done any together yet. But I know that my favorite part is when people just start asking me questions and I answer them. And that's what this call is all about. If you have questions, you have problems, you're curious about what is the best way to go with something, just jump on, ask us, and we'll dig in and see what we can do to help you out.
And there you have it. So that said, first of all, I would like for everyone on the call to just go ahead and type your business, the name of your business, who you serve, and one thing that you would like to discuss on tonight's call. And what we'll do is we'll just go down the list and we will talk about it. Again, whatever it is that you have, we're going to share in this open forum. It will be recorded for those people who are members of our group. You will get access to the recordings. So yeah, right now, go ahead and type in the chat window the name of your business and one thing that you would like help with. Let's see here. And I guess okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the list and start unmuting people's microphones, and we'll do it that way. So let's see. We will start with Patrice Sykes. Patrice Sykes, I am unmuting your microphone. Hey, Patrice, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. So, Patrice, tell everybody the name of your business and one thing that you're stuck on. And Doug will go first. We'll call this Doug. We'll call this finding what happens when you get off a boat. They call it your sea legs, like when you have to regain your balance after you're on regular dry land.
You have to, yeah, you need to regain your sea legs.
Right. So we're gonna call tonight's call "Finding Your Sea Legs." Right. So right now, everyone's on a different boat, and we're all trying to get to land. And once we get on land, sometimes we still have the hangover effect of being on the boat. And until you can balance it out, you're trying to find your sea legs. So we're gonna help provide that balance and help you guys find your sea legs. So Patrice, what is one thing that you would like help with? And I do see a question about email campaigns, so we'll go through that in a minute. Patrice?
Well, one thing I have a little problem with is the social media strategy, which I've talked to you personally about myself before.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, I just have this thing with going on live. I get nervous, I get scared about going on there and talking about what, my business is, which is, financial umbrella consulting. So it's more like, budgeting. Also, I just started doing like credit repair and things like that.
Okay. So, all right. So, Doug, I'll let you dive in first. It sounds like and let me just restate the question, Patrice, so that we understand you clearly. It sounds like the products and services that you're offering, or the two services, is one is credit repair, one is budgeting. And what you need help with is understanding a social media strategy so you can get people to use your services. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Doug, dig right in. Help her find her sea legs.
Okay. Well, and what I heard you say is you're uncomfortable doing it. And I will tell you that the best way to get comfortable doing it is to do it a lot. And what a lot of people have done is they've actually used Snapchat. The really short videos you do on Snapchat is a way to get used to being in front of a camera, because they also disappear in 24 hours. Or you can just challenge yourself. That was one of the things I did, is I challenged myself to do a video a day for 100 days last year. And I just put it out there. It's like, I'm going to do a video every day, and most days they're only 2 or 3 minutes. Some days they were 10 or 15, but every day I did a quick video and talked about something. And the key, for getting comfortable is just doing it more. And the beautiful thing about Facebook Live is once you've said it, it's live. Which is the beautiful and not beautiful thing. But the reality is, we do live video for people to connect with us. Okay, it's really meant for them to get to know us better. It's not strictly a professional thing. There's a little bit of personal in there too. So that's what live video is for, is about getting people to understand and connect with you. So it's not always strictly business information that you're giving out. Sometimes it's, the level of personal information you feel like sharing is everybody's own decision. I share less than others. I share more than others. I'm kind of in the middle. But, some people overshare, in my opinion. Most of us undershare. But it's all about connecting and doing it more often. How many Facebook Live videos have you done?
I've only done maybe like 5, but it was like for personal stuff, just hanging out with, my kids and my husband. Nothing about the business. Every time I did something about the business, it's been pre-recorded before I put it out there.
Okay. Okay. You a good way to handle some of the Facebook Live things that you could do is, you know, make a list of like all the questions. You know, there's always like the 10 to 20 questions that you get asked every time you meet with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So make a list of all of those questions and do a series of short videos answering each question, doing them live.
Okay.
So just think to yourself, okay, when I meet with somebody, what are the first three things somebody asks you when you sit down to talk with them, or when you're trying to get them to meet with you? What are the first three things they ask you?
Are you asking me right now?
Yeah, yeah. Let's put
Oh,
you.
okay.
This is called hot seat. I only asked you three, and if we're doing this face-to-face in a coaching session, I'd say 10. So, what's the first? Yeah, what's the number one question people ask you? Not necessarily something you ask them, but something they ask you.
Well, it's well, one is how long I've been doing the business, and then another question is what's my references. I'm trying to think of another one someone asked me.
Let me ask this differently. What questions should they be asking?
Bingo. Now you got to think a little bit more, Patrice.
I know, huh? On the spot here, on the spot. That's how I do my videos.
Yeah, because a lot of times the questions they ask are what you're saying. What questions should they be asking? And a lot of times it's questions they need to be asking themselves, or things they need to know. So you do you're a financial planner?
Yes.
Okay, so it could be you could do a whole series on, you know, basic budgeting tips, or I know you have to be careful about, you know, I know there's some lines you have to walk when it comes to financial advice, but you can answer some questions like that. You can answer, they don't need to be big, long, 30-minute things. They can be 5-minute videos. You know, a lot when people meet with me, one of the questions they have is, you know, where's the best place to invest my money? Well, the reality is there isn't one best place to invest my money. You know what I mean? That's how you state the question and then you answer the question. You know,
Okay.
if
I see what you're saying.
they can be coming to you and say one of the things that a lot of people, and just think about short questions that you can answer in 3 to 5 minutes, and just do a whole series of those, and that'll get you used to doing it, as well as producing some good, valuable information. And a 10-minute video is a 5-minute blog post, a 500-word blog post. So you can, once you've done the video, there's lots of ways to repurpose the video as well. And we might touch on content strategy here more in the call, but it's that's one of the great things too, is you can repurpose the content. You know, once you've done these little videos, you can have them transcribed, and you've got a bunch of blog posts to use them out of it as well.
Awesome.
So,
I like that
but
one. Thank you.
yeah, make a big, long, think of every question you can and answer them. And just, I mean, shoot for trying to do one a day for 30 days. Challenge yourself to do one short video every day for 30 days.
Let's do this, Doug. Let's take it back a little bit, because I know I just saw her fall out through the. So let's go for 5 days in a row, Monday through Friday, and that's a start. Your 5-day video challenge. That way you can kind of shake the cobwebs off.
Okay.
Right? And then,
Yes.
and then once you hit the 5 days, we'll push it for the next 5 days, during the week, and then after, you know, let's take you through baby steps. And I think maybe the first 2 days of the week. Doug, maybe I need to be quiet, but I feel like I want to start you out with training wheels. So Monday and Tuesday. No, seriously, just to kind of, so Monday and Tuesday, do what Doug said. Write down 5 things that people should ask you about your expertise area. Monday and
Okay.
Tuesday, pre-record the videos on your phone, and then upload them to Facebook. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Facebook Live. Is that okay?
Yeah, I can do that.
And then the next week, Monday is pre-recorded, and then Tuesday through Friday is live. And then the following, so you have Saturday, Sunday to you know, let all the fear out from the week before that you had to force yourself through.
Okay.
And then,
So it sounds like AJ's parents didn't toss him in the deep end like mine did.
well, look, my basketball team did in high school, and I almost drowned, so I know how that feels.
No, he's right. But that, yeah. But the biggest thing, here's the thing on the videos, though. This isn't about doing 25 takes. I mean, it's
Right.
about you are an expert. You
Yes.
are an authority. You know what you're talking about. If someone was to walk, just think these are questions. If you're at a chamber meeting and somebody up, where you're chatting with somebody and they ask you that question, you know the answer.
Right. Yeah.
So, and you just need to own that. You are an expert. You are an authority. You need to own that.
Got it.
Cool?
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're
Wait.
welcome.
Okay, cool. So again, now what are you going to do? We just want to make sure you have your action items, and we want you to tag us, both of us, when you do your videos. Is that cool too?
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do
Yeah,
that.
get back up off the flow.
No, I got you. I can do that.
Good?
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. All right. So Patrice, let's see. Angie had a question that she put in the chat window. So we're going to move to Angie. Angie, I am about to unmute your microphone, and if you would unmute it on your side, you can ask your question.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay, great. All right. I'm at the point where I'm trying to begin email campaigns. So my question is, how can I say this? The content. I mean, how should I put the content together? Because I guess I'm looking at, is too much wording, too much wording. How much should I put in with visuals? You know, with email campaigns. I know it should. I don't know. Should it look like your website, or should it be something different?
Okay, so I'll jump on this one, Doug.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, there is no. Let me make it vague. There is no perfect answer.
Okay.
A lot of it, because you have guys, and Doug will agree with this. We have a gentleman, you may not know him, but Doug knows him. His name is Ramit Sethi, and his audience is all about long form content. So you know, his audience is accustomed to him explaining things in, to me, excruciating detail, but his audience loves it, right? Tim Ferriss is the same. Tim Ferriss is a guy, 4 Hour Work Week. He's the same way. His audience reads, you know, long form stuff.
Gotcha.
Then you have another camp of people who they're very short and to the point,
Right.
you know, with a call to action. And then, of course, there's that in the middle. So what is your audience accustomed to as far as your content is concerned? Are they accustomed to learning from you? Are they accustomed to you telling them to do something, call to action, like go here and buy this? Are they accustomed to listening? Like, I think it should be based on how your audience is accustomed to receiving information from you. And I know you have a radio show.
Yes, a radio show.
Right. So, of course, one thing that you would definitely, you know, want to incorporate is, you know, having them share the information about your show.
Exactly.
That's a no-brainer. But you don't want it to be called to act like, go to watch my show, watch my show, watch my show, right? So
Right.
if you have a show coming up and there's information that they're going to learn, maybe you can preview. Hey guys, on this show, think about the way we do our calls, and we don't do a good job of it yet, but we're going to get better. But for the calls, you guys are accustomed to jumping on this call and learning stuff, right? For at least an hour, sometimes more.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So my call to action for you guys is very simple. It's, hey guys, here's what's coming up on tonight's call. You know, if you're a member of the group, you'll get a copy of the recording. If you're not, you won't. You know, whatever. So it's very short and sweet.
Gotcha.
But if I were selling something, then maybe I would talk about the benefits of what I'm selling, right? So for example, if I were selling my webinar course, my email for that would go something like, you know, have you, well, I mean, it could be a couple different things, but just here's one really quickly. Have you tried to use webinars before, but you weren't able to sell when you got to the end of the webinar? Nobody bought what you had to offer, or are you tired of, you know, having to set up a seminar and a workshop and an in-person event in order to reach your ideal audience? Or it could be, you know what I mean? So think about the value. That's if you're selling something. You want to talk about the value of what you have to sell and the benefit that they're going to receive if they purchase what you have to sell. Okay?
Okay.
And again, yours is more informational, so I'll be very direct with yours. It is, number one, you can say, hey guys, if you missed yesterday's show, here's a recap of what we talked about, and here's, you know, here are some things that we learned from AJ and Doug. We learned how to landing pages, da 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 da. So we're really excited about that. If you're interested in hearing yesterday's call or yesterday's radio show, here's a link to it so that you can go check it out. But you're going to really, really, really be excited about this week, because if you've ever struggled with, you know, A, B, or C, or if you want to learn how Doug and AJ were able to do calls every single week for, you know, every other week for a year, or you want to learn email marketing, then you definitely want to choose it. I mean, you definitely want to tune in for this call, because we have Doug and AJ on, and they're going to talk about how to create a group and do weekly training calls. Okay?
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
in all of the examples that I've given, with the exception of the first one, you talk about the benefits of what people are going to get by doing what you say in the email, and then you can get them to actually click, you know, on the email and do whatever your call to action is.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Now, as far as setting the layout and design, I know enough about brand to do it right, although I don't do it right all the time. But you want the look and feel of your email, at least in my case, your header to be aligned with whatever it is that your brand looks like, right? So it could be a very simple, you know, graphic header. However, some people don't put any graphics at all in their emails. It's literally just, you know, here's another vague answer. It's literally just the information that they want to convey to you. So that is a style thing. So if you're one of the style over style first, then you want to do it that way. But if you're all about content or substance, then you don't necessarily have to have it that way. So that's more of a, you know, how do you feel about it, and how do you want your particular customer to feel about your brand?
Gotcha. Okay.
So, Doug, go ahead and jump in.
One of the things on the look of it, it really comes down to thinking about how they consume it. If you know that everybody you're sending it to is sitting at a desk at a computer in their office, it can be as complicated and cool looking of a message email as you want. But if they're consuming it on their phones, you want to make it simpler. So you need to think about your audience.
Okay.
Okay. Like if you're going to purchasing managers, I mean, which you're not, but if you're going to purchasing managers at a corporation, they're all sitting at their desk. You can send them whatever you want. They can have lots of columns, all that. They're going to see it because they're opening an Outlook in their office. But if it's somebody that is consuming it on their phone, you want to make sure that it's really easy to read on the phone.
Got you. Yeah. The show is actually being listened more by phone than computer.
Then I would bet that the emails are consumed more by phone as well. So I having a header at the top is fine, but I would definitely, which I didn't think you were planning on it, but I mean, I see some people where they want to do like 3 columns and all this stuff, and I'm like, that ain't gonna work, because you're you're gonna have to send at least 2 different versions. But that's one thing to think about, and I'm glad AJ knew your show and what you did, because that would have been my question. Would have been, it depends on your audience, and it depends on, just like he said, because I know other guys. Paul Myers is one that I've read. I've been on his email list for years, and I remember mentioning him to a mutual friend of ours, Ron Douglas, and Ron was like, "Oh my God, those things are like, I can't read those things because they're like 5 pages every time he sends them."
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's a slight exaggeration, but they're at least 1,000 words. But it's awesome information. That's the one I set the time aside to read. But yeah, it just depends on what they're used to. And with your shows, yeah, I think shorter format works better for you. Bullets even will work
Yes.
really well for you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Cool.
Great.
Anything else? Anything else?
No, that's a great start because this will be my first time, and I actually was kind of looking at how you were doing your email campaign, EJ. It's funny you
Uh-huh.
said that because I do see, sort of the similarities.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to try to give it a shot. This will be my first week trying to give it a shot.
Beautiful. Which platform are you using?
Mailchimp.
Okay, good, good, good. And you're familiar with Mailchimp already?
Learning it this week.
Cool. So, what part do you need to know? Do we need to give you a quick tutorial?
Um, yeah, yeah. Uh, I guess it's when you're looking at the templates. Um,
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me do this. I'm gonna go through real quick.
okay.
Um, Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next to the screen is a live.
Oh wow. Okay, there we go.
All right, so can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Mailchimp?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right, so let me see here. I'll tell you what. Hey, Doug, can you stretch for a minute while I grab my mouse? This touchpad is getting on my nerves.
Yes. Yes, I can. Uh, MailChimp, I'm old school. I do have some clients that are on MailChimp, but there's some really cool automation things you can do with it these days, it's become, for a really inexpensive solution, it's got some great things that you can do with it.
Okay.
AJ's not really going to talk about the complicated stuff, but what's great about it is how you can build. It makes it very simple to do the basic things, but if you want to do more complicated things, it actually will do it now. What I mean by that is you can send things based on whether somebody opened an email or not, and actually
Yes.
set a rule up so that they get different messages based on that. You can set up different messages based on if they've clicked on something, different messages based on, there's a whole wide variety of rules that you can build into it now, which is great.
Okay.
Really a great thing that you can do with it. It also, they're now building Facebook ads into Mail, so that you can run Facebook ads on a Mailchimp as well, which I think is going to be
Oh,
interesting to see. Yeah, yeah,
I didn't know about
yeah,
that one. Okay.
yeah. Now,
Okay.
are you in Atlanta as well? Because I know
I'm in
Mailchimp.
Atlanta.
Okay, Mailchimp's an Atlanta company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's here. As a matter of fact, one of my good friends is he's over implementation, I think, at Mailchimp. So he's going to join one of our calls, and he can
Oh,
go through
nice.
he's going to go through every variation of Mailchimp that you can imagine.
Okay.
So we will definitely have that call. But I'm just going to give a quick and dirty here. Um,
Okay.
I Man, I probably have 5 or 6 Mailchimp accounts, but I'm just going to go into this one really quickly. Um, all right, so let's look at. Okay, so what I will do is I will go through a. Now you're gonna. Do you are? Well, let me ask you a question before I go further.
Yep.
Have you already created your Mailchimp account? I'll tell you what. Give me, if you don't mind, type your username and password in the chat window, and I'll just set one up for you. Nobody can see it but me, and I
Yeah, I
promise.
can't even see it.
I
Okay.
promise I won't steal nothing.
Nothing to steal.
But I
Wait,
will.
wait, I gotta go find that password. Hold on. Let me go find it.
All right. Yeah, so let's go through yours because I already have a million campaigns set up, so mine wouldn't be as helpful. And what I will do is, if you email me your logo, I
Okay.
will go ahead and create you a really quick template, and I'll show you guys the process that I go through from start to finish, creating a header, adding, the name of your show to the header. As a matter of fact, I will set up a template for you, so from now on, you can just take that template and use it.
Woo!
How about that?
Actually,
And that's
AJ,
something,
why don't we?
that's something that
Why
people
don't,
pay for. And while you do that, oh, go ahead, Doug.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, say why don't we let you grab that and do that, and we'll take another person, and then we'll come back.
Perfect.
Yeah, because I've got to find the my password and everything. I put it in another document. So
That's fine. All right. So, all right. And Tori says that would be awesome to go through the Mailchimp. So we're gonna go through. Angie, I deleted you. I mean, not deleted you. Sorry, I didn't delete you. I muted you. So we've talked to Angie and we've talked to Patrice. My homegirl Tashawn has just joined us, and she is Tashawn Twyman, TP Twyman. Unmute your microphone and say what up.
Hey everybody, how are you doing?
What up, though?
What's up?
You got it, man. You got it. First of all, meet Doug. Doug is my partner in crime, and we have a coaching group that we have. We're actually getting ready to ramp it up, but every week we do a free call. And as a matter of fact, we may have you on one night to shine and talk about social media stuff or some of the stuff that you're into. But tonight, what we wanted to do is a hot seat, just to share or to talk about anything that you may be working on or anything that you're like, no, I'm doing this, but this may be working and this is not working, like whatever it is. And we're just going to talk through it together, Doug and I and you and everybody on the call. So,
Cool beans. I was actually working on something now.
okay, what you working on and how can we help you?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, I hate email. Putting together email funnels. Not because I don't like them.
Okay.
It's because number one, I'm dyslexic. And I was like, man, this is just making my head hurt. Making my head hurt. So I use GetResponse and I use Mailchimp. I stopped using Mailchimp because it didn't do all the stuff that GetResponse was doing. And now that I heard all this dope stuff Mailchimp is doing, and they're here in Atlanta, they're over at Ponce City Market. I loved Mailchimp, but they just didn't have the same level of responsiveness in segmentation. So I'm definitely listening to what's going on with Mailchimp. Maybe I'll switch back over.
Okay. So, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach out to a friend of mine. As a matter of fact, he already said that he would come on whenever I wanted. So I will have another call with him on specifically, and we will go into more detail. We'll talk about automation, some of what Doug was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about, of course, the autoresponders. We'll talk about the different if-then scenarios. So we'll get all that stuff set up. But tonight, I just wanted to give Angie and some other people on the call just a basic setting up a template, getting that sent out to an email list.
Okay,
So,
cool beans.
I'm sure you probably could walk through this one. But hang on. Is that the only thing that you're working on? Tell us more. Do tell.
Well, I'm actually working on some social media campaigns to do fundraising for some clients. They don't have enough presence on digital presence, and just the way they're going about raising money. So I'm just doing more strategy, and then as we set their stuff up, so it's kind of more intricate stuff. So I'm just here to listen. I don't know where we come in at, so I don't want to get too deep. But yeah, it's just really helping some clients on their social media presence. So that's what I'm working on. But of course, I'm sitting here, so I saw you, and I'm like, let me get on. Be supportive, and learn something.
That's what's up. Well, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
And I might unmute you again just to get on your nerves.
All good. I'm here.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's see. Angie, did you disappear yet? Nope, she's here. Okay. Let's see who else is on the call. Shantae. Hey, Shantae, what's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm good.
Cool. So, what you working on, and how can we help?
I'm still learning the Mailchimp as well, so I'll be following along with you and Angie.
Okay. I love it. All right. Let's see. Level Up Talk Show. And Angie, if you can hear me, when you get your password, just go ahead and type "I'm ready" in the chat window. Tori Alamasi. Tori, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing? I hear the music. You jamming?
No, I'll go into another room. I'm good, AJ.
You're good. Cool. Did you have any? I know you said you wanted to see the Mailchimp thing as well. So
Mel will be a little bit more navigating. I'm kind of going through it, practicing, but I could totally use the gentleman that works for Mailchimp.
okay, cool. Okay, so we will get that on the books. We'll get my guy's name is Clay, and I'll tell him he's in high demand, and he'll come on. When he's on the call, he can't be a representative of Mailchimp because that's against their terms of services. So he can come on as himself, as a Mailchimp expert, but I can't technically say Clay of Mailchimp. So I just say it now since he can't hear me. And I can't put it on a flyer or I can't advertise it like that. But all right, so looks like everybody's waiting for Mailchimp. Well, thank you, Tori. All right, let's see. Did I just where Angie working on opening up this document with the password. Hey, Angie.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. You got it?
I I cannot believe how slow my computer is working. I had you on my phone, but I had to open up my computer to get the document.
Okay.
So it's still.
It's still opening. So I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll do. I will start from scratch.
Okay.
Hey, I tell you what. Hey, Doug, can you pull your screen up, Doug, and walk through it? My daughter just called me from upstairs, and I can pass over the presenter mode to you.
Yeah, I'll just have to get.
Okay.
I can't believe this.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me mute you and make sure everything's cool with the little one.
Okay.
All right. And Doug, I will pass presenter over to you. And I can come right back as long as I just need to check real quick. I didn't want to stop everybody.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, while you're doing that, okay. Pass presenter over to me.
Yeah. Let me know when you get it.
There it is. Okay. Okay. All right.
Cool. All right. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. That'll work. That will work. Well, let's see here. Let me see if I've got my right logins to this. And he wanted to show how to set one up. I'm glad I was actually headed this direction. And he was wanting to show how to set up a template. Let's see here. Which, if he comes back, okay, so if you to do a template, you log in, templates are at the top, and then you just do create template. Now, we were talking earlier about understanding how your customers consume the content is really what's important, because if you know they're at their desk, you can do something a little fancier with like a 1 to 2 column or one of these fancier ones. But if you don't know, or if you know that they consume more on mobile, you don't really want to do any of these fancier layouts. You want to keep it fairly simple. I tend to do a 1 column. I usually at most put a header at the top. Occasionally I'll put an image in the center. When I was with Campgrounds of America, I was doing social media work for them and email work for them. We sent out a more complex one to our client, but their customer base, the customer base tended to be older, tended to have more money, and tended to be mostly desktop. Now this was 6 years ago, and we sent out about 900,000 emails at a time, and we tended to do a little bit more complicated layout. But today, I bet if I was to call them up, they've simplified it a little bit, because more and more people access on their mobile phone or on their iPads. But you can still do any any style you want. They do have a bunch of different themes that you can look at to give you an idea to start with. And you'll notice most of these, you know, at least relatively simple at the top, just an image. And you know, when you get emails from the big guys, it's usually just an image at the top, a little bit of text down below like this, unless you're talking some big newsletter series or something. And you know, some of the e-commerce companies will do multiples, but once again, it comes down to understanding your audience. If they're consuming it on mobile, you want to do something that is easy to see on your mobile device. So we were to go, and let's just start at the basic. Now, you can hire somebody to code one for you, but my preference, and AJ's may be slightly different, is to go fairly simple. So what you do is just go ahead and select this, and you always have to remember to hit the select button. And then I got stuff in the way here. And then once you have that, what's great about Mailchimp is you can drag and drop an image, or you can have it in your, once you've uploaded it, you can have them in here. So like for me, I just grab this and click select. But if you were uploading it, you just click upload, and you can literally just left click and drag onto it, or you can, you know, click upload to upload an image that way. Here, since I have images in here already, I'll just grab this one, and that drops it right in there. I have sized it to fit in there, and it will resize it, but it's always best when you're using images to make sure that you have the image is the correct size, because you'd want it to be, with email, once again, though connections have gotten a lot better, you want to make sure you're not sending too big of an image and having people, because if it takes too long to open, what do? We don't read it. You know, so you want to make sure that you have an image that that is small. JPEGs tend to be smaller than a PNG, so I tend to use a JPEG when I'm doing this, even though I tend to use PNGs for all the others. If you don't know the difference between the two, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal, but you tend to want to make sure that if you do use an image, that it's not too large. You don't want to upload an image that is like a megabyte. You want to upload something that is smaller than that. And then you can add in all sorts of different things here if you want. Say we wanted to go in and add we have one text block here, but we wanted to add another text block. You literally just left click on it and drag it over. If you wanted to add a border text, and then it shows up here. Let me go back here. Just save that and close that. If you wanted to add an image or an image group, once again, these image groups will line up on mobile, so they will stack for you. So it won't be as big of an issue. These stack here, the ones that they have in here. Are you back, AJ? I thought I heard you.
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay, is this what you want me to be showing?
Yeah. I was gonna show her, so Angie, I don't think she has any headers or anything. So I was gonna, I mean, no, this is fine. I was just gonna take her one step back further and show her how to go in and create her own header.
Okay.
But this is exactly what I was gonna show her though. Once I had the header done. So I can, after you do this, I can go ahead and go into show her what I was going to do.
Okay, so basically we've decided, let's just say we want to decide we're going to keep it simple, have one image at the top and a text block here. We're done. I mean, our template is built. We go in here, it's almost built. We go down here and we make sure that our social links are our links, because that's one thing that you find all the times. These links are here and people will, it'll just go to twitter.com. You actually want to make sure that you have the correct URL in here. So, you know, this would be, for me, would be linked coach, or Doug McIsaac is my main, so it'd be Doug McIsaac. So it actually went to the right Twitter account. Make sure it goes to the right Facebook account. If you don't want, you know, if you want to have a different one, you can add more of them in here. If you don't want something for whatever reason, you can take it out. Or you can, like I said, you can add more. Say you decide you want to make sure you have your dribble. So you want to make sure you have your, I'm a big LinkedIn guy, so I make sure I have my LinkedIn on it and have your right link there. Then you can save that. This will auto pull the information down to the bottom, auto pulls from the data you've set up with your list, so you don't need to make changes here, at least especially on these items that are, they got the lines around them, those are auto-filled for you. So your list, the list name, the company name you have in your list shows up there, the description for the list shows up here, so that all auto-populates, you don't have to worry about it. You really don't have to make any changes to this if you want. It's all right there. If you wanted to put more into the footer, you can. Some people will put additional links to other items down in here. And then, literally, I mean, that is a very simple template, but it's a very quick and dirty. That's what's great about Mailchimp. And back in the day, you'd have to program it. And I'm just going to call that test, and that's done. So now I have a test template. It's straightforward. If you have additional questions on it, we can absolutely help you with it. But that was, it's real quick and dirty. Templates are awesome. Now, if you want it, when you're ready to send that, you would just go into campaigns, and you would go create campaign, and this would be test. You got to choose what type of campaign it is. Oh, see, there's Facebook ad now. So I'm gonna have to play around with that now that they have it in here.
Yeah, I didn't know that was already implemented either. I love that.
Yeah. So the different options when you create a campaign is a regular campaign, which is where you can use your own template, or you can just start without having a template built. You can do an A/B testing. What that is if you want to split test a subject line, a from name, something like that, you can do that. And plain text is where it's just simple plain text. And then RSS is like if you want to email every time you have a new post on your blog, you can set up an RSS feed that just sends that out. And then the Facebook ad. But for this, we're just going to do a regular create. You know, which list am I sending it to? I'll send it to the entire list. And down here it says your recipient. It shows you where you are at in the process. So you've selected which recipients it's going to be. You click next. You put in a campaign name. It's going to be test. This is just testing. From name, you can edit that. From email address, you can edit. You can. You got a nice bunch of different tracking you can do. I don't normally worry about tracking the plain text links. I do track clicks. I do track opens. When I'm doing an e-commerce campaign, I will do e-commerce link tracking. I don't use ClickTail, so don't worry about it if you don't have it. You can set up other goals that trigger other automations, but it's a little advanced for this conversation. And then if you're using Salesforce or HighRise, there are ways to integrate it and track that. What do we have here on the right? You can personalize the to field with merge tags if you want to. I'm not a huge fan of, I've got my own way of thinking about it. It's okay in the subject line to use merge tags, and it does work to have the person's name, because what are we most interested in? We're most interested in our own names. So having the person's name in the subject line will work. You have to be a little careful though, because sometimes people will put in they don't put their real names in if you have their name. So you have to be a little careful about that. I know people that have a list that, they send them out and it's all sent to themselves because the person put in for the name, they put the name of the list they signed up for. So you can do all of that. That's the setup. Then we go to template. Now, since we saved one, we just grab it. We go in, we grab the test. If we hadn't saved one, once again, they're all right here. Same thing, we just click select, or we can use one of the themes. Trying to keep this simple because don't want to make this an entire call about it. And you click select. There we go. Comes up. Literally, all you do is you type your text in here. One thing that is a little odd, and can trick you up, if you didn't want to have this is that style, is an H1 is what that is. It's a heading 1 style. You need to change it. And see, that one doesn't like to change. You keep trying to change it, it doesn't change. And it's just one of the annoying things about MailChimp. I don't always want to have that as an H1. So you literally just click on the little source button, and you go right here, and you just delete that line. And I might be going a little fast, but that's one of the things I find annoying is I don't want that first line to be an H1, and it won't let you change the style on it.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
Can you undo that real quick? I want to see if this other thing works. Undo it so that it still has the H1 tag back in it.
I don't think I can.
Undo it twice.
Oh, can I? Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So one of the things, try this. Try the select all. Like if you click in there and you just press Control A, and it's just like a Word document where you select all, or you can take your mouse and drag it up so you select all the text. And then see right there where it says Clear Styles on the button right there.
There you go.
If you click that, it'll make everything normal text, so you don't have to worry about that, because that is one of the things about Mailchimp, and we'll be sure and ask Clay when we get him on from Mailchimp, because we can say he's from Mailchimp tonight, but we can't say why he's on the call. But we'll ask Clay from Mailchimp why it's like that and what is the right way to deal with that. But that's a great point. It does have little nuances like that that can be nerve-wracking.
It is. And another thing, if you're pasting from Word, which a lot of us will write our emails out in a Word doc, always paste using this. Always use that little button up top here, because you might end up with remnant characters. I'm sure you've all gotten an email that have these weird characters in there. Those are remnant characters from being pasted in. And if you paste it into here, it'll clean that up for you. Okay, don't need to get into too many details. So it worked even when I just selected the one line. Normally you should be able to just change the style, and it wouldn't let you do that, but if you clear the style, it'll work. And then once again, you want to drag anything else over and add it in, you can. Now it won't let me send it because I did realize one thing I missed. Okay. What I like here is it reminds you of all the things you can do. And the one thing I missed was the default text, and I'll show you where that is. Default text is this little bit up here where there's the preview. You just have to go in here and you have to write something. And then it should confirm it for me. Yeah, and then I don't have any credits in this campaign, in this account, but that's all right. I didn't put enough text in there, but that's all right. You just need to make sure that you've got enough text in there that it'll let you use it. Oh, it's realizing that it's this block here. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a double block, so you got to just go in.
I didn't need that block there, so there we go.
It should.
We're good to go. All right. I might have gone a little fast, but Mailchimp is great and simple the way it does it. You choose which you click Start a Campaign. You choose which list you're going to send it to. Choose your template, design it, put the text in, and you're good to go. It makes it so simple compared to what we used to have to do to make it work, because we used to have to really tweak them for every different browser or email reader. So if someone was in Outlook, you'd have to make sure the code was just right. But using Mailchimp and Note like Response, a lot of the major providers are really good at this now. They detect what the email is being read in and make sure that it's delivered in the right way, so you don't end up with a bunch of characters off, etc. So. Did that answer the questions? I couldn't bring anybody live, so.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm going to Hey Angie, I have unmuted your microphone, so we're gonna walk. I mean, we're gonna make sure that we get all your questions answered. And what I'll do is, if you guys want, I'm gonna set Angie's up from scratch. Doug just walked you through it, and Angie, I'm gonna go in and set yours up from scratch. So if you guys want to see it just from like ground zero, is that cool? Ever just type yes in the chat window if you want to see us go from ground zero. And Angie, do you have an email? Do you have a list already inside of your Mailchimp account?
No, and that was one of my questions I had for you guys.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so I am going to go in and I'm going to set this up live. Let me grab your email and password here. So
Okay.
When you need to, you need to switch it back to your screen.
okay, let's see. Oops, didn't want to do that. All right, so we got a few people. Let's see. Show my screen. All right, let's see what you guys are looking at. Do you see Mailchimp? Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to have your password up there, but oh, go ahead.
That's okay.
Like, uh-oh. So,
No
so guys,
problem.
if you want to see us, just type. If you want to see us go from scratch, just type yes in the chat window, and I will rock and roll. You said it's no problem to show your password. I just want to make sure I have
Yeah,
it.
that's no problem. That's no problem. That's a generic one.
Yeah, we have 5 people that have said they want to see it from scratch. So you're Angie, is that right?
COMAN
Uh-huh.
at yahoo.com. Oh, do I need to get out on my side though?
No, you don't. You
It
don't.
should make a difference.
Yeah. All right. So, oops. So it's gonna send you an. I don't want to enable. I'll do that later.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay. So, all right. So let's get started. What I will do. Let's see. I already have your file downloaded. So I'll show you kind of how I do create a header. So let's go. I go over to Canva. Guys, if you missed our Canva call a couple weeks ago, it was absolutely amazing. And you should definitely join, or you should definitely, we're going to have another training on Canva, but it was absolutely amazing. It shows you how to do all this design stuff, okay? So I'll go into Canva and I will find a header. All right, so let's see, letterhead, blogging and ebooks. I'm going to find email, newsletter, marketing, business card, Facebook event, Twitter header, Etsy. And I can actually use any of these and just customize it. But Angie, for your case, I know you already have a logo, but I'm just going to create something for you really quickly. So we will call this, let's just say something really simple. Why am I making it so hard? So I know your colors are green and blue. So what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll make this green. And I'll come over here and I'll make this blue. And what I'll do with this is I will make this, you know what, I'm being way too extra, as the kids would say. So this is green. All right, so let's just make this blue. So, okay, I think I'm going too fast now. I just thought about it. So for you guys who don't know, Canva is a free online design tool that allows you to create lots of different assets. Let me slow down and go back. You can go to canva.com right now, create a free account. When you get into Canva, it has all these different templates. So we have social media, we have presentation, which is a PowerPoint presentation. So I'll kind of walk through that. I'm going to turn this into a Canva and Mailchimp training. So you come in here and you find the presentation type. You want to look for the ones that are free because they're free. And when you click on it, it will give you your presentation design, right? So you can literally click on this and say you want to use it. So you just go over here and you add this to your presentation, right? So if this were yours, Angie, we could say, if this is a presentation, I'm just going to do this really quickly. Angie's presentation. And then you would come back over here and you go back to layouts, and then you would click duplicate, and it would take the first slide and it would move it down, and then you simply create your second slide. So you go here and replace it with your next slide. So if this was your opening slide, this slide would be who am I? And I'm going to get back to Mailchimp in a minute. Am I? All right, and then you just put information in there. So in essence, what Canva does is it allows you to create digital assets very quickly, okay? For all the different social networks are here. You can do magazines. Like, it's amazing, right? You can choose a Kindle book cover, Facebook post, you name it, it's here, okay? But for the sake of tonight, we're going to do your email header. So we're going to call this Angie's Show. Okay. And we're going, oh, and to change the elements, you simply select the element. So now we're selecting text. It will allow you to change the text type, right? You can change the color. You can make it bold in some instances, italicized. You can center it or left or right justify it, make it all caps or not, add bullet points. You can make your text space further apart or make it closer together. Then you can copy. So what will happen then is it copies the element that you're in, and then you can arrange. And what arrange means is that each element on this image has a layer. Now, if I can explain layers, think of this as a cake, but if you're standing, this is going to be kind of crazy, but if I'm standing on top of the cake, the highest layer, like if it were a 3-layer cake, let's see, oops, I didn't even copy that. Let me undo. I hope I can explain this the right way. So when you arrange, you can move it forward or backwards. So if Angie's Show was the top layer of the cake, I can actually move it down. And if you notice to the left, when I click backwards or forwards, it tells you, number one, how many layers there are and where the selected layer is within that, within those 3 layers. And if you guys are learning, just go ahead and type this as valuable, because I know, again, Doug and I know this stuff like the back of our hands, so we tend to whiz through it. But if you guys are learning something, just type yes, and I'll keep going. If you're not, just say, get to the damn email, AJ, and I'll keep it pushing. Learning, I'm learning. Okay, cool. All right, so this is Angie's Show, all right? And again, there's more text about Angie's Show, so we're going to change this to blue again. And we're going to say, well, and you can also go in and you can select another color out of the color spectrum, okay? So any color you want, wherever you want to stop, that's fine. You can choose it. But for the sake of this, we're going to stay on brand with our color. We're going to say this header is for Angie's Show. Okay? Now, I can go in, now that it's all done, I can name, this is where you name the flyer or the graphic. I can call this Angie's Flyer. Okay? Now, this is something that I just know about Mailchimp. Typically, if you keep your header to around 600 pixels wide, and that's about 6 inches, then it works well in Mailchimp. Okay, so now that I've named it, I've created the flyer. I'm going to change this to be the blue.
I have a question with that.
Sure.
So when you're saying 600 pixels wide, would that work on a mobile phone?
Yes, it's going to automatically resize it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, resize it.
All right, so has this made sense so far, guys? If this has made sense so far, say yes. And if you have questions, just say, hey, I have a question, so we can answer your questions. So if you have a question on how to create a header or a social media or a digital asset using Canva, say, I have a question, and I will take your question right now, because we want to make sure you leave this call like ready to rock and roll. So is everyone on the call confident that you can create a digital asset using Canva? If you are, type Canva in the chat window, because these yeses are running together. All right, Canva. Okay, perfect. All right, so now we have created the digital asset for Angie. Now we're going to download this asset, okay? When you download the asset, you can choose the download type. We know that we need a graphic, and JPEG is smaller than a PNG, a portable network graphic. So what we want to do is select JPEG, and we want to download it. Now, this will download by default to wherever your download directory is. And we can go back and use that later, but you can share on social media, tweet, and post. Okay. So now that we have that done, we're going to go back over to Angie's Mailchimp. And the first thing we want to do is she needs to have some email addresses in here, and she doesn't have any right now. Okay. So we want to go over to list, and we want to create a mailing list. So she has 2 lists that are already created, but no subscribers. Okay. There are a few different things you can do. You can come in and you can, for the sake of a list, you can create sign-up forms and settings and whatever. You can import a list from an Excel spreadsheet. And it walks you through step by step how to do that. You can replicate a list if you have one combined. You can create a sign-up form that's a little more involved. But for the sake of this training, I'm going to just add myself, Anthony Joyner here, and I'll add Doug. So let's see, we'll do get at anthonyjoyner.com. And this person gave me permission, and I'm not on your list. So we're going to add Anthony, and you see here at the bottom it says, hooray, Anthony is subscribed. I'm going to add Doug, McIsaac @gmail.com. This person gave me permission and subscribe. Okay, so now let me refresh. You should have 2 subscribers. Not yet. Let me see if it sent a confirmation to me. Doug, would you check and see if it?
Let's see. Doing that right now.
Let's make sure all mail didn't go to spam. The real
You shouldn't have gotten one though.
Yeah, I don't think it sends
Not
one.
the way. No, it doesn't. No, not unless you do a double opt-in.
We double up. Right. Okay, so I'll tell you what. We'll give that time to propagate. Maybe it's just uploading to the server. So we'll give that a few minutes. And we will create your template. So we're going to go through the exact same thing that Doug just did. We want to click Create Template. Now, here, this is extremely simple. Like Doug said, you can choose your template type. I typically go with the 1 column just because I'm just communicating information. If I have graphics, I'll drop them in. However, there are themes that are already done. Okay? Now, you can select the type of theme that you want, and you're doing a newsletter. Okay?
Okay.
And it has themes that are already created for you. Okay? Now, I will show you what I did. This is the theme that I actually use for my newsletter. It's called the line art theme. It's already done. Very simple. So this will show you how to walk through it. So I don't want to go through all that because I know how to do it. So this has the different sections already in the email, already filled out, right? And it has this particular look. So for you, all you would have to do is choose that template and then come over here and customize the different sections. So what does that mean? Is so far so good, guys? Again, we kind of go through this quickly because we already know how to do it. But are you guys following along? Just type following in the chat window if you're following along. And if you have questions, stop us, stop me, stop us. Okay, looks like you guys are good. All right, so what I would do here, use this area to offer a preview of your email's content. I would go here first, and I would say, Angie, what's the name of your show? Level Up. The Level Up Radio Show. Okay. Now it has a second column over here. If you guys notice here, that's one side, and this particular one has a second column. So you would just choose second column over here, and leave this like it is because this allows your viewers or your readers to click this link after it's done, so they can see that email as opposed to in their email inbox. They click that and it will open up an email browser and show them the email in the actual email browser. Does that make sense, Angie?
Say it one more time.
Okay, so when you receive an email, let's see if mine, Okay, so notification. Where did my? I sent out an email today, right? What time did I send it? 7. Oh crap, it's not here. All right. I know I sent out an email though. I'm not crazy. All right. So basically, this link allows everyone that's in your email to view. Let me show you in preview mode. So preview mode is what I just showed you guys. It shows you all the different views that you have. So if someone's at their computer, this is
Oh,
what
okay.
the email will look like. Okay? If they're on their phone, this is what the email looks like.
Okay, that's okay.
Right? So remember when I showed you, it's on their phone and it's showing in the phone email inbox. So if they click that link, it will open up a web browser and show them what it looks like.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Since we don't have anything set up, it didn't take us anywhere. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then this is how it looks in your inbox. And we would have to get tokens to do that, so we're not going to do that. All right, so does that make sense so far, Angie?
Yep.
Yep, so this is the preview again. All right, so I'm going to close out preview mode and I'm going to go back in. So you'll leave that the same. This is where you put your information about your show. You can go in here and you can, just like any kind of editor, you can go in and change your font type. They added some new cooler fonts in here. I like playing around with the cooler looking fonts. And you can change your color, of course. We'll make that green just because we're leveling up right now. And once you level up, you turn green. All right. So then you go into the rest of the content in your email. Okay. So every element that you select over here to the left, it opens up a window to the right. And that's when you go in and you edit the information. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, I would come in here and I would just get rid of these blocks and I would just keep it extremely simple. Okay. So now you have one block here. And I would actually do something different. And I'm going to set this up for you. So let me go ahead and do that. I would come here and I would add a divider. Okay. And I'll show you why. So adding a divider here. So it puts a line there. Now, when I click this divider, it is, right now, it's a solid color, and this is the color. But I'm going to take that solid color, and I'm going to make it the color blue. Whoops. There we go. Make this blue. Perfect. And then I would just remove all the padding. Remove the, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. So go back here, make this blue again. Make this, I would make it 15 pixels, which is how wide it's going to be. And choose blue. There we go. And then I would just remove the padding here. So 0 and 0. And make the background the same blue. Right. So you see what I did there? Whoops.
Yeah, I did.
So now it just looks like a line there as opposed to, whoops. Now, does that make sense? See how that adds like a little extra effect there to
Yes.
the color? And then again, I would, and I know I'm going fast, guys, but we're going to give all you guys a recording to this tonight, just so that you can follow. Now, I would duplicate that section, and then I would drag it down here. Now, I get really kind of funny about aesthetics because that's just kind of how I am. But now look, so now you have this cool little blue effect around your header, right?
Yep.
So now we're going to replace this image. See, it's 260 pixels wide by 60 high. That's this little area right here. We're going to replace that with, I'm going to put two things there. I think, what do we call your thing? Let me filter this by, whoops, details. Sort by date. Come on, stop thinking about it and just do it. let's see. Okay, level up. I think that's what we called it. So you upload it, it'll show you a preview. Well, this is your actual show, okay? Now, if you notice, this is 1166 by 648, right?
Yeah.
A few minutes ago, we said that we want the width of this to be no more than about 600, okay? So let me go back. So you can actually change that, okay? So I'm going to click edit so that I can make changes to the graphic, and it gives you all these different options. You can crop, you can add red eye, you can put a cat on it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever you want to do. If you want to put a cat on it, you can go ahead, put a cat on it. All right, so let me cancel that. But again, you can add text, you can draw, all these different things that you can do. But what we want to do is we want to change the size. So we're going to resize.
Okay.
Right? And I will change this to 600 pixels and apply. It's automatically going to resize that. And now we have a good tight little picture in there. It's not so big. Make sense?
Yep.
So far, so good? All right.
Got it.
Now, we want to link this so that if someone accidentally clicks on this, where do you want them to go? You want them to go to WTNTradio.com?
Oh, to my website.
Now, what is your website?
TheRealLevelUp.com.
Okay. Now, this is a suggestion that you probably should listen to and do.
Okay.
You want your show, because remember, you're marketing your show, not the radio station.
Exactly.
So you want them to go to thereallevelupshow.com. So on your graphic right here, that's what should be right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right? Because right now, if I look at this as a person that's reading this email, I'm thinking that you want me to go to WTNTradio.com, and you just, once they go there, you lost them for good.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right?
Yep, right.
Okay? So you want to, here's the link. And this link, if they accidentally click this, it will take them to wherever you want them to go. So we're going to go to thereallevelupshow.com.
No, reallevelup.com. Take the show out.
Okay. Is that right?
That's it.
Thereallevelup.com?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now you have your graphic. It's in a nice little size. You have your link that's going to reallevelup.com.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to worry about advanced options. Now, one thing that I like to do, and again, I'm a real stickler for stuff like this, is I like to make it go edge to edge, because it just fills out any white space that may be on the left or the right of your graphic.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So I always just go edge to edge so that it fits in there good and tight. And then you save and close, and now you've finished the top elements. So you've added your color here, you've added your file here, and you've added your color here. Again, totally sticklers, AJ kind of stickler things. Now it's time for your content. And one of the reasons that I like this template in the beginning, and when I use this one to teach as well, is because it's separated the subject line of what you're talking about from the actual content. Okay? So here's experience and existentialist distribution. So we're going to say experience and amazingly fabulous, informational, mind-blowing, wonderful, marvelous, spectacular. I was waiting for y'all to say something.
Keep going. No.
Congratulations, expedality.
Right.
I was literally just going to keep going until somebody says something. All right. So again, you want to come in here and you want to make your, I always use the custom fonts. Just again, I'm gonna stick stuff like that. So choose a real cool looking font. I typically try to stick with the colors that the contrast, black on white, white on black. If you want to go with a color, that's fine. Preference, mine is stay dark, but if you can go, you know, that blue, actually to me that kind of glows a little bit more, so I would just stick with a dark gray or a black. I have seen people who have black backgrounds with white words. I used to do that when I was an amateur. I'm not calling anybody an amateur.
I'm sitting here going, let me tell you, never.
Never, exactly. No, but it does work in some instances. So, but we won't do that right now, though. But just for
not for this.
right. So yeah, okay. Let me keep moving because I'll be on here all day cracking jokes. All right. So now this is the text that you're gonna talk about your show. So
Okay.
I would say, hey guys, and this is just AJ's jovial email conversation. Hey guys, AJ here. Now, if you haven't had a chance to listen to my, and then I would go up and again, just being kind of weird and quirky, this is what I would do. To my, bam, amazingly fabulous, informational, mind-blowing, wonderful, marvelous, spectacular show. Change the fonts so that they all match again. And change the color so that it's all, what do we do, black or gray? One of them. This one. Nope, a little bit darker. Show, then you're in for a treat. Yesterday's show was amazing. I won't go into all that stuff again. And here's the link. So then I would put www.yesterdayshow.com. So again, here's where you would just put a link to your show. If
Okay.
you want, are you familiar with hyperlinking? Or linking to
Show me one more time. Can you do it on this one?
Yes, you can. So you highlight your text, and this is the link button. So this allows you to take your viewers to another website.
Got it.
So you would just go here, and you would just type whatever that URL is, or your web address right here. So
Okay.
if you want to send them, if you want them to click on it and it automatically emails you, you would click here and put an email address. And then you could put the email address here in the subject line and then the message. So, for example, if I wanted them to email get@anthonyjoyner.com with the subject line, amazing show. And then the message, whoops, I won't change the text, this typos, whatever. AJ, send me the link to yesterday's amazing show. Now, if I put this in here, then when people click this link, it's going to open up an email browser. And it's going to have, the subject line is going to be what we just typed in and all that. Does that make sense?
Now you would want to do that just to capture emails? Is that why you would consider that route?
You know what? I think I can open a Pandora's box with that. So just ignore everything I just did.
Well,
Is there
you would not do that. I'm going to jump in just to explain it real quick.
Yeah,
You'd mainly do that if you wanted somebody to communicate with you directly. For example, say you said, would you like to be a guest on a radio show? If
Right.
so, click this link, and that would generate an email to you saying, radio show
Okay.
guest could be the subject line.
correct.
Got it.
But no, yeah, you definitely wouldn't do that to collect emails. You do it for that type of a situation.
Got it. Okay.
Right. But there are times when you would want to do that. And Doug just gave a perfect example of when you could do it. Okay.
Okay.
Just wanted to show you the options. You can go in. So we select the email address. You can do website, and that would send them to the website. You can do file, and then you could send them an actual file that they can download. Right?
What's great is what you never want to do is attach something. You don't want to attach a PDF file because if they're on their phone,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to send a 1 megabyte file or whatever. But you can upload it to Mailchimp and they can download it.
Correct.
Yeah. Or you can link to it on your own website. But I love that you can upload it to Mailchimp. They can download it from there.
Absolutely right. Okay. So again, these are the options. Anchor link, I won't get into that, but we're just going to go simple and we're going to go website. Okay. www.yesterdayshow.com. Insert. And Star, what's up, Star? I see you on there. Star, you just joined, so this could actually be helpful for you. Okay, so now we have our text. Yesterday's show is amazing. Here's the link. Then you're in for a treat. Yesterday's show is amazing. Here's the link. Tune in this Sunday because Doug and AJ are going to train you for like 7 hours straight, even though they advertise hour. Ciao.
We'll keep you up till midnight.
We'll keep you up to midnight. All right. So, okay, that doesn't show. All right, so then again, I would go back after it's all said and done. I would make sure my fonts are all the same. I would make sure the size is the default. Fonts are the same, and I would take the color, and I would make them all the same color. Looks like it cleared it out, so I'm going to go back in and Merriweather it. All right, so you see how simple that is, Angie?
Yes.
I'm like, do you see how simple that 45-minute process is? Right? And then, so here's another thing I like to do is ultimately the call to action on here was, here's the link to yesterday's show. I didn't even put a second call to link. This Sunday, here's the link for the show this Sunday. www.sundayshow.com. And again, if you don't hyperlink it, it will automatically make the hyperlink for you when it email, but I always just like to do it anyway. www.sundayshow.com. Cool. Ciao. Now, I will copy this, and I always like to do one thing. I always like to have a standout call to action. What does that mean? So in the email, you have this is branding for your show, so people see your brand, right?
Right.
This is your subject line, right? This is what you're gonna tell them. I mean, this is kind of an intro into what you're gonna tell them. Then this is your conversation with them with two call to actions. Here's one. Here's the link to visit yesterday's show. Here's the link for the show this Sunday. So you've given them two things. Now I want to have a clear call to action. Okay, so here's what I like to do. You can insert a button, right? And that button can say whatever you want. So I would say yesterday's, or listen to yesterday's show, right?
Right.
And then you put the link to yesterday's show in here. It'll ask you for the website, so you go www.yesterdayshow.com. Then I would close that, and I would make that. You can change the style. Remember, all these elements are for this element of the email. Okay, this is the content. This is the name. Link to listen to yesterday's show. Here's the web address that it's going to link to. And remember, you can go in and you can do all these different things. If I want to download a file, I could click here and say File. We're going to listen to yesterday's show. For style, I want my style to be the same as the rest of the blue in the email, so I would change it there. I would like for my font to be the same, so I would go here and find the same font. Again, it's about consistency. I think I chose Merriweather. Okay, and then this is the size, so you could change that. Okay, now I would come back in here, save and close that, and then I would do another one. Now this one would be listen to Sunday's show.
Oh, okay.
Right, because those are your two call to actions.
Yes.
And then this would be www.sundayshow.com. Change the style, again, I'm big on, you know, kind of matchy colors. Does make a difference. Uh-oh, wait a minute, did I just remove it? Wait a minute, go back here. Content, is that style? That's the text, I'm sorry. So background, you want to change that background to this. Perfect. And we also want to go and change the font to Merriweather again. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, no, it's not. What did I do? Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. So does that make sense? So now we have your show branding with your colors. We have your opening. It's kind of telling people what your email's about. We have your content. And then we have your 2 calls to action. Okay? Now, I have one of my clients on the call. So Star, when you're setting it up for your eyebrow salon, what you would do in your case is right here, you would have Halo Brow Studio, your graphic here, and then you would have get your eyelash, your full $80 eyelash set, regular price $150, whatever, and then here you would say, hey guys, this is Star. Thank you so much for signing up to download my coupon or whatever. When you're ready to visit Halo Brow Studio, click here to reserve, and you can have the link to, you know, wherever you want it to go. And then you could have your call to action here. Click here to make your reservation. Cool, Star? Type cool in the chat window. Now, does this make sense to everyone so far? Because I'm gonna get out of this email. But if you think you can go in and create your own at this point, and I know Doug and I went through it twice. Mine had a little more like, I guess, graphic related stuff, just because I'm kind of a stickler on that. Yep, I see a hand raised. Perfect. So Star, if you would unmute the microphone on your side, it will allow you to say, just click the button. Star?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi everyone.
Hey, okay, so does that make sense to you as far as setting up your email?
Yes, it makes a ton of sense. I'm actually familiar with Mailchimp, so
Oh, okay.
I like what you've done here. It looks great.
Okay, well, perfect. All right, just wanted to make sure you got it. All right.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, cool. So Angie, you good?
I'm good.
You good? All right, is everybody else good? Type G-O-O-D and G-O-O-D good. Like MC Hammer, it's all G-O-O-D good. All right. Terrible, that's terrible. All right, so what I would do at this point is we don't need any of the other elements here. So I always just go in and delete the extra elements. Okay, so the upcoming tour dates, because you're not on tour yet, Angie. You can go on tour one day. And then this information is pulled from when you register. It's going to ask you a bunch of information, and when you create a list, it's going to ask you a bunch of information like the name of your list and whatever, your address and all this stuff. So I never mess with this at all. So just ignore this. Okay. This is the stuff that shows up in the footer of emails when you get them that says unsubscribe by clicking here and on and on and on. All right. Cool. All right. So any other questions on Mailchimp? How to set it up? How to do any of that? Now, what you would do after this? So we've added all the elements. At this point, you just go save and exit. And you guys are familiar with the different elements. So save and exit. Oh, shoot, all this is for a template, Lord Jesus. So we'll call this Angie's show template. All right, cool. So now we've saved this template. Bam. So now when you come in tomorrow, you're going to set up a campaign. You're going to say, yep, I want to create a campaign. A campaign is actually just sending out the email. So we're going to call this Angie's campaign. Campaign type. I just want to do regular old campaign. We're going to create, choose a list, and now it has finally pulled Doug and I's email addresses in. You guys remember we added our email addresses earlier. You want to set it up. This is where you go in and you put your subject line. So tune in this Sunday because ... All right, I just put that because people are like, because what? Then they'll click and open it, okay? So this will be, you want to put your name in here because level up team may not mean as much as your name. So I would at least put Angie and then Level Up Team or Angie Scott.
Yeah, your name and how they know you is usually a good methodology to think of.
Correct. So how do they know you? And keep that. Remember that. If you have Facebook and Twitter, I copy those. And I always auto-convert my videos if you embed a YouTube video. Then after you have your setup, does everybody understand the setup? Yes, 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 yes. All right, so now we're going to go choose the template. And since we spent all that time on yours, we can just choose the one that we just got. And it's already done. Cool, cool. I don't want to be in preview mode. Yeah. All right, so select it. Boom. Now it's in design. Now with this one, we've already went in and made it, right? So every week, Angie, all you have to do once you change your graphic right here is when you upload your graphic, make sure you change it to 600 pixels wide. And then go through and change out your subject and all your information and your call to action boxes down here. And then you simply confirm. When you confirm, it'll tell you all the different elements that it needs. Social cards, I won't even go into that right now. It's not that important. And then you just press send. When you press send, this big scary thing is going to start sweating his finger and it's shaking. Don't be nervous. And then you just press send, right? So it just sent your email out, and in a few minutes, Doug and I will receive your email, and I'm going to show you how it looks. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Let's see, TJ Akoswa, balance.
I got it.
Nope, that's fine. Let me pull it up. The real level up. Nope, 948. Updates.
I got it.
Oh, you have it already?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so tune in this Sunday because, and there's your stuff. All right. View it in your browser, and that's how it looks. Angie? Angie, are you with me? Angie?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, cool. So you see how it looks?
Yes. Oh my goodness. The only other question I had, you said I could add video to this as well?
Yes, you can add video.
Okay.
Let me go back. I'll drop a video block in here. Choose a template. Select that. Edit. And all you do is drop in a video block here.
Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. Okay, I missed that.
And what you do over here is you grab the link to your video.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
If the video is was a Facebook Live video, is that possible, or does it need to be out of YouTube?
No, it could be a Facebook Live video. Let's see if I can go grab one. All right. Okay, so let's look at Allie. She's closed. I don't think we can grab sponsored videos. Okay, so Kendall Martin. All right, so here's a. I don't know if we're going to put Kendall in there. I don't know what kind of audience you have.
Well, I mean, I have a Facebook Live video in there.
Yeah, well, I want to show you how to get the code, so I guess I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's see, more settings. Does it know how to do that? No, that's not it. You go here, and then you go. Doug, where do you go to get the embed code? Let's see.
For the
live videos. I know you click on it.
yours are different than somebody else's when it goes to the embed code.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll tell you what, I have live videos on here.
Okay.
Photos, and give me a second. Photos. Albums. Videos. Okay, so let's grab. See if it works.
Then it should be right down under
Here it is.
options. There, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so this is not the embed code, but this is the link. So let's see if we can do the link.
Okay.
Video URL images. Well, link. I think that'll work. This is a test. Okay, save and close. Now it's not going to show it here.
Okay.
It will show it in the actual email.
If you send a test, if you do preview and test and send a test, you can see it in the test.
Preview and test into preview and test mode. Did it do it? Huh. Anyway, so with Yahoo, with YouTube, you can just go in and grab the embed code.
Right.
And with Facebook, we have to actually find the embed code here. Let's see, sending a message. No, that's a link as well.
I just want to make sure. Y'all see the dude behind me? He's like mad upset. Y'all found it?
I'm talking trash at the Falcons game. Now they're in the Super Bowl and my Saints are at home. Let's see, edit. Get link.
Might win for the buddy right there.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so you just go in and grab the embed code. It's somewhere on the Facebook videos, but on YouTube,
Okay.
it is my channel. Video. Rosemary's. Let's just open one of these up. Where do we go?
Okay.
There we go. So you just click embed. Okay. All right. So let's take this out of preview. And again, guys, I'm literally. Let's see. Paste that. All right. So save and close. And preview and test into preview mode. Huh. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Let me send this as a test.
Okay.
Save and exit. And campaign. Create campaign. Campaign name. This is video test. Campaign type regular. Create. Okay, send to, level up, and we'll skip. Well, let's just make sure it's there. Save templates. Select. See if the code is still there. Ah, here we go. That's right. It was a template, so I don't know if it will actually embed it in the template. So let's see if it did here. Huh. Try one other thing. Now I want to know. Put me to the test, Angie.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
Are
good.
you sure it's an embed code and not just the link? And they pull it?
So on the last one, I actually pulled the embed code.
Okay.
Let's close it and let's make sure though. Whoops, don't want to do that. Okay, guys. So what we're working on for those of you who are like, why are they going in circles? Oh, okay. So let's paste this again. So let's go home. Yeah, this is the embed code, Doug. Okay, so test the embed code. Okay. Preview images. So we'll get out of that. We'll link the URL above to a preview image in your email. So it's asking for the URL, Doug. It looks.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think it was the embed code.
Okay.
That's why.
Video settings. Paste, save and close. And back over here. Oops. Test the video. I wonder why it keeps losing it. Okay, save and close. Preview and test to preview mode. Okay, so let's send it and see. Confirm. Subject line. Oh shoot, we didn't go through that. Test video from Angie. Okay, track opens. Okay, let's go back to confirm. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's do that. Let's get back over here. We'll delete the old one. So let's refresh. Doug, let me know if you got yours. I'm just gonna keep refreshing until it comes over here. So yeah, when you get the high five, that means you got it. So mine should come up any minute.
Yeah, no video down there.
You said no video?
No video.
Okay, let me try to embed. We're gonna get this, guys. See, these are the things I've been using this for at least, Jesus, 7, 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
More than that, and I still go through the same sorts of things. So
you just have to.
Let's look at. That's a stand-up in New Orleans with my Airbnb. Hilarious. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to your campaign. We're going to do another campaign. Here's what we'll do. You can actually replicate your campaign so that you don't have to keep starting over. So the same list set up. You just change the subject because it's just going to have the same thing. It's going to make a copy. So this embed video thing, and then we'll test embedded. Okay. Now we'll skip over here to design since we already have the template selected. And if you notice what I did, Angie, I didn't have to go in and select template because I copied.
Oh, okay.
Copied the previous email.
Okay.
So this is embed. Okay, save and close, and confirm. Let me go back and just double check this to make sure I put the code in there. For some reason it keeps losing it. Ah, dang, see, it keeps losing it. I wonder why it's doing that. Save and close, and test the embed. Oh, wow, I lost it again. Maybe paste this plain text. Oh crap. All right. Yeah, it keeps losing it. So it's
try a YouTube link.
The actual link?
Yeah. As opposed to a Facebook one, just try a YouTube link.
Okay, so I saved it. Now let me go back. Yeah, so that's what's happening, Doug. It's losing it. It's not saving it.
Mm.
Right? So so make sure I'm not crazy. I'm pasting the link.
Okay.
And let's see what happens if I just click off of it. Okay, so if I click back between the tabs, it's not doing anything.
Still there.
Right? Add video URL in the editor. Drop a preview image here. Oh, so maybe that's why it's doing it. It's looking for a preview image. So let me just grab an image.
Yeah, though it says from YouTube or Vimeo, it should pull the image.
It should pull, yeah. So let's see if it does that. Okay, so this is the video URL, and that's the preview image. And this is the text. Test with preview image. So save and close. Now let's go back and look at it. Nope, it still lost it.
Huh.
Okay, well, all right, so I've tried that enough. My nerves getting bad.
Okay, that's
Like my grandma would say. So, all right, so that is how I've done it in the past.
okay.
But another way you can do it is you can just go in and so let's do this. So save and close. We're gonna go drag another box over here, and we can make this an image, right? And browse, and we choose the image that I just had. Oops, didn't mean to open it, but select it, and then we put the link to the URL to the video.
Oh, okay.
Now that's one way that that's a foolproof way, because what it's doing is it's looking at this as an image and it's linking you to the video. Confirm.
I can't say
Go ahead,
much, but I can say that adding video in emails rarely works. I usually link out to the video.
Okay.
That's what I just did. I just said through it and I linked out to it.
And the one thing that you could do, one thing I've done in the past when I've done that in an email where I have a video I want them to click to, is I'll make sure that the image I have has that little arrow over it. So I'll go to YouTube, for example, where the videos show that when you pause it, it shows that little sideways triangle on it.
Yeah.
And I'll just do a screenshot of that. I'll just
right.
So it looks
that like this.
And then I would embed it like that. Yeah.
Right. So here's what Doug's talking about. I capture this.
Okay.
Right. Capture. Just do a screenshot, and then save this image. Right. So save that image. We'll call this preview. Okay. And then you take that image and you embed it in your campaign.
Okay.
Right.
So
edit. Whoops. Place. Upload. Oh, this preview. Image. Open. Got it. And then of course we want to cancel. We always want to make this 600. 600. Okay.
And in the future, you just wait until it was past the ad to do the grab. He's just moving past right now. So
right. So I could skip the ad. Well, this is a music video, so it's gonna force you to watch the whole ad. But yeah, I would wait until it actually gets to the video.
Actual video.
Yeah. Because then when you pause it, it has the arrow over it.
So give us 4, 3, 2, 1. It's funny how 5 seconds seems like a long time now. Okay, so this is the video. I would just do it here. Capture, select the area. This is Aniston's favorite song, y'all. Okay, so I'll do this. Marvin.
When we receive
the word
from the Lord, our answer should
I'll
be
replace that.
Amen. Let the church say amen.
We'll call this Marvin.
Let the church say amen.
Right, and then I would just link it back out to whatever the video is. All right.
Okay.
So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Let's confirm and let's send. And Doug, you look out for it as well. Don't, this thing is swimming, but never worry about that. Send it, and then we're gonna is that it? Test video? No, 10:47. Okay, so it's 10:55. Okay, I think this is it. Test embedded. Now, so here, when you click this, it's going to take you to the video.
If I'm Yex, I'm Justin Hunt.
And then if you scroll down, typically Gmail will actually show you a preview of it down here as well.
Oh.
Does that make sense? So now that
Yes.
this is embedded video.
Yep.
Any other questions from anybody? It's cool, Doug. We still have everybody on the call. I think we said she had to go. But
Awesome.
so anybody else want to, like, again, I'm here. I know Doug, I don't want to keep you up longer than you want to be up, but
It's 9 o'clock for me. It's 11 o'clock for you all. So
that's a good point. Good point. I don't mind. So are there any other questions that you guys have? It doesn't have, now remember, this call is about anything, so it doesn't have to be about email. We just happen to get into email newsletter because so many people have questions. But if anybody else has a question, like, that's what we're here for. So it could be anything in your business, and whatever it is, we'll answer. And if you're just sleepy, then you're like, damn, I'm tired. Lord knows I'm tired. Okay. All right. So no further questions. Again, tonight we just wanted to do an Ask Me Anything call so that, you know, any of the questions that you guys have, we can answer. Going once, we're answering all your questions. Any other questions, speak now, forever hold your peace. We will likely have another guest on next week. And you guys are probably all Mailchimped out, so maybe we'll wait a little while before we bring Clay on. But any training that you want that that you're interested in learning about, type it in the chat window now. And what Doug and I will do is we will find a resource that can go through and show you step by step. How do you get the recording? We'll make the recording available for everybody, but you have to give us a video testimonial and tell us what you learned tonight in exchange for it. So everybody can get the call in exchange for a video testimonial.
Yep.
Developing online content and what is a good platform. And do you mean, Antonio, do you mean by, when you say content, do you mean online courses, or do you mean blogs, or do you mean videos? What do you mean by content?
Because just content, the answer is all, and you start
Courses.
with video.
I know, right? Okay, so courses.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We can, Doug, that's another one we can do, is developing online courses.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep, so we'll go through that. Wow,
Yeah.
somebody else just joined, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Might have been somebody that got dropped and came back, but
No, it's a totally new person.
that's awesome.
Hi, Shayna.
We need to do a content syndication call too.
Yeah, we do. Okay. All right, so Doug, you want to do that next week? We'll find somebody that does online courses and bring them on.
Yeah, I'll see if Lindsay will be available. She rocks.
Perfect. All right. So next week, guys, we're doing online courses. Star, this is something that I know you would want to do, so that when you do your eyebrow courses, eventually you can do a online version of it with your videos and your just introducing each segment of what you're doing. So it'll be awesome for you to just see that. I know you're going to do the in-person event first, but then you can eventually add it online. Really quickly, let me. Hey, Shayna, Shayna, if you would unmute the microphone on your side and just say hi. Shayna Lusk. Shayna. Hi,
Hello.
Shayna. Hey.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So I noticed that you just joined. So was there a question that you had, or how did you hear about the call? Or tell us a little bit about you. What's your business?
I'm a hairstylist. I own a hair salon.
Okay, cool.
I actually kind of dozed off and fell asleep waiting on the webinar and jumped up and just logged on.
Oh, you were waiting on it.
Yeah, and I fell asleep, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" And so I just logged on to catch what I could.
Oh, got it. You know you said a real cuss word. I'm just playing. All right. Well, tell us just one thing about your business. I'm not going to drag everybody else through it, but I just want to know one thing that you're interested in learning, and maybe we'll cover that in a subsequent call.
Um, just how I can better communicate with clients and reach out to clients.
Okay. And do you mean via social media? Do you mean email
Yeah,
marketing?
via more social media and marketing, yes.
Okay. Cool.
Because I've
Cool.
tried different things and not really got the feedback that I wanted, and I know that social media can work for you, but just figuring out how.
Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So we'll definitely talk about that. Again, just kind of stay tuned. Now that you're signed up, you'll get the emails before we do them. And just if you would follow Doug and I on social media. I
Okay.
am on Instagram. I'm AJ Joyner, AJJOINER. I think everybody else is already friends. And for
Okay.
Doug, it's Doug DOUG McIsaac MCISAAC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So follow the two of us, and as we do these calls, we try to do them once a week. Every once in a while, we'll get booted by something else, but we try to just add value every week. And tonight was just an open forum, okay?
Okay.
All right, well, thank you for
Are we
joining.
back on, AJ, are we
You're
back
so
on
welcome.
Tuesday next week? Or are we
Um,
Monday next week?
we'll do Monday next week
Okay.
because Sherry has her book signing next Tuesday,
Okay.
and I'll be there.
Okay.
Um,
Just I wanted to say that because this is the Tuesday call, but we're doing it on Mondays. I just want to make sure that everybody knew. We got one
Right.
more Monday. So
Nice. Okay. Well, guys, if you would just thank you again, Shanna. If you want a copy of the video, you'll have it in all its glory. If you just give us pull out your phone, tell us how you heard about the call, one thing that you learned on the call, and we'll give you that link to the video. As a matter of fact, we'll stick it on YouTube, or no, we won't stick it on YouTube because I don't want y'all to search it. Cheaters. That's all I got, Doug. You got any closing words, man?
I would say since you just came on the end, if you want to ask a question in addition to saying what you learned, we will answer that question for you. So you can post a video asking us a question, and we'll answer that question for you personally.
Beautiful. All right, guys. So we will thank you guys for hanging out this long. This is pretty awesome. We hope that you found it valuable. And sorry the video thing didn't work out until the very end, but that's what happens, right? There's no matter how many times you do things, sometimes the shit just don't work. And you got to keep pushing and figure out a workaround. All right. So, all right, guys, we will see you next week. In the meantime and in between time, be cool. We love you more than you ever know.